Yes, yes, yes. Hello, everybody out there in Radio Land. It is DJ Pockets with another experience you won't soon forget. It's Buttermilk every Tuesday from 6 to 8 and rebroadcasted on Thursday from 6 to 8 in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us. It's, what is it, March? It's March 16th, 2021, just in case you are from another area of the world or under a rock. I'm under a rock as well. It's really a nice rock. But tonight, I talked to Ivan Teller, a channeler, another channeler I'm talking to, and my friend joined me about 15 minutes into it. So it was very awesome. So check it out. Ivan Teller. By the way, the views and or opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host. That would be me, DJ Pockets, and not the radio station. Check out Ivan Teller on YouTube. Ivan, I-V-A-N, Teller, T-E-L-L-E-R on YouTube. For questions, comments, concerns, anything else, you can email me at pockets88 at protonmail.com. So let's start with this interview here. Thank you so much. Hello there. Hey, it's Dan with another experience you won't soon forget, aka DJ Pockets, and I'm here with Ivan Teller. How you doing, Ivan?
Whoa, greetings.
Excellent. And where are you located? We're doing this over Zoom. Where are you located?
I'm in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Okay. Tampa Bay. And so I became aware of your work through a friend of mine, I guess a mutual friend of mine. You guys have became friends. Is that, anyway? I don't know if I want to out her, but
I don't know who it is. But
okay. Anyway, she told me about your channel, and I started watching some of your videos and being kind of impressed with your style. I've seen different presenters, and maybe you could tell people what you do, because I'm not sure I can explain it.
I channel extraterrestrial beings, spirit beings from the other side, souls that cross over from our realm into the spirit world. So it's angels, elemental beings, pretty much everything, I guess, to a degree.
Right.
Not everything, but yeah.
Interesting. How did this all start? How did you discover that you were able to do this? And maybe you can tell a little bit about your background to the folks out there.
Yeah, 2011, you can say I had my spiritual awakening. Met, long story short, I met a tarot card reader, and we did past life regressions. I saw Atlantis, saw myself as a Greek playwright, and then I started seeing spirit beings around me, spirit guides, and I began to start reading energies. So picking up people's timelines, what's coming up. Sometimes I can pick up on certain things, depends on what's going on. And but I wasn't really getting a whole lot of assistance there, so I just shut down basically. So, but just when you don't know what you're doing, you don't really have guidance, it's probably best to shut down. So I just kind of shut all that off and just go do other things. So in 2014, I had my spirit guides awoken me to do this psychic work professionally. And I had no idea what they were talking. I just felt them talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked on Meetup and I found a psychic circle in Tampa, and it worked out pretty well. It was a good group, and I ended up being part of the group, reading other people's energies, because people go in that group to just basically get a reading. So
Mm-hmm.
I became one of the readers basically. So, but it still wasn't really like, this isn't like that was my path. So I kind of shut down again. And
by shut down, you mean kind of just stepped away from it, or?
Yeah, I just stepped away from it. Yeah, I wasn't doing a lot of energy reading. Just even asked my teacher about aliens and just wondering. It was just a wonder. Just wasn't anything I was thinking about deeply. And he did say, he comes from he's Native American, comes from Sedona or that area. So he's seen, his own teachers calling alien ships and things like that. It's like, geez. It's like, but he was a little bit worried about it. So that wasn't my main focus, but it was just a curiosity at the time. But doing readings for people didn't really feel right. Like that wasn't my path. So I went off and did other things. And then one day, about a couple months later, I got a message. I was at work, my mom business, and I just got this message of reptilian channeling. It's like, what, I was like, why didn't I think of that? So I looked online about it, found other channelers channeling reptilians. Like, gee, that didn't. I mean, I've come across channeling, but it wasn't the time for me to go into it. But even in 2011, I saw it, but just wasn't time. But when I saw alien channelings, it's like, geez, where have I, it's like it never even occurred to me to research this. So well, I just started tapping into alien energies, like you tap into someone else's energy. So read their alien vibrations, can tap into reptilians, zetas. I started like channeling their energies by just on a conscious level of just tapping in their energy and recording what I would pick up from them, like what the message would be from them. But over time, I feel like I can go deeper with it and just bring the being through me. And so I found a how-to channel online. I found an audio course, and I just went by the steps of it. It was on. Actually, today is 6 years. Actually, I didn't think about that. Yeah, this is my 6 year anniversary today of. Stop, doesn't it? So it's March 15th, 2015. Is I just listened to the audio and tried it out, tried to bring in a being, and what the lady was saying wasn't working. So I brought in my own spirit guide. So you have an energy field around you, so you're always protected. So to get through that, it's a trusted being to bring through. So spirit guide worked. It doesn't work for everybody, but I ended up channeling. The being came through me and talked through me. And I channeled Zeta Gray, and I knew this is the path I need to go through, go towards. So I started recording myself and uploading on YouTube. And did webinars, and I've just been full throttle. You can say experimenting with different beings, trying Anunnaki, just all types of just. I'm not worried about again. I mean, I got attacked when I first did it. Like I saw my channel reptilian, my arm turned green. At least it looked like it turned green. So now, okay, that was bizarre. Oh, wow. I haven't had anything like that since. So I may get energy attacks every once in a while from astral, but other than that, I haven't channeled a negative being. I question any questionable beings, but yeah, it's all about your intentions that you put out. So overall, it's been quite a different type of journey. That's for sure.
That's for sure, yeah. So it kind of took my next question because it seems like people that channel are open to anything, right? So how do you know when it's a positive being or what they're saying is true? How do you know?
Well, it's all in your intentions.
Okay.
I mean, when you first do it, it's all in your intentions that you're connected to a positive being. And you go by what you feel. I mean, everybody's different. Some people have their own darkness. When they channel a being, the being brings out that darkness within the channeler. So, yeah, they might be telling you like the end of the world's coming tomorrow or something like that. That's something that person's going through. So, I mean, everything's through dimensions or realities. It's up to, it's not always going to be for everybody. But like the first 6 months, you just do the best you can, basically. You interfere with it. You're just learning how to let the being talk without you interfering. So, but to know if it's right, you just let people decide that on their own because every reality exists. So, everybody's on a different timeline, technically. So, whatever your idea of truth is. So, yeah.
What have you learned about this current coronavirus story, shall we say, that's been coming out of the mainstream from your channeling? What have you learned about it?
Yeah, it's here to reset. It's like another, like another financial crisis. You can say every 10 years, it seems like we have some kind of crisis in
Uh-huh.
some form or another. It's here to slow things down. It's rearrange, slow things down. Pull people out of their jobs, switch things around where eventually things are going to get a lot slower so people can connect with themselves. So if you believe in the virus or not, I mean, I believe there's some, it's part of it's real. Others are just mostly political manipulation. So
Mm.
you said probably 90% of it. So I believe there are forms of it that are real, but probably not to the extent that they're saying. I mean, when politicians get involved, all of a sudden they start caring about our health. That's because they don't normally care.
Yeah, right.
It's
A little bit of a red flag.
But yeah, all of a sudden the government of New York cares about our health. It's like, oh, that's a little suspicious, don't you think? So there's different ways of looking at this. I mean, it's a negative and also it's a positive. People are discovering more of themselves and taking people out of their comfort zone. It's hard. It's the whole mask thing has an agenda connected to it. It's to shut people off from talking, but you can say it's another way for people to go within.
Hmm.
Also, it's you can make a conspiracy theory out of anything, pretty much, which is
So
fine.
it also seems to me that people didn't really talk much anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
they always talk about community and
That's true.
the community get
That's,
together. It's like,
that's one
what
way of looking.
community?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
maybe the point of this is to
Get people to.
maybe you'll get people to think more about being
Yeah.
connected with other people, because most people don't know their neighbors and most people
I
don't
agree.
want to either. There's that whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What about so obviously this is kind of a long-term view that you have of things. If you're channeling sort of entities, they take a long view of it. 'Cause I've heard humanity's going through a thing, and the cosmos and the universe is changing. It's getting into a higher vibration. Have you heard these kind of things too?
Oh yeah, it's some of it gets kind of religious.
Mm.
Like, if you don't do these certain things, you won't go into the fourth dimension. It's like a religious overtone connected to it now. It's like just be yourself, just do the best you can. It's like, nobody's judging you, judging yourself. So there's some people are actually afraid they won't go into the fourth dimension or fifth dimension or new earth. It's like there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just another. That shows a hijacking of spiritual groups. So just the way it is.
It's just what it is.
But yeah, we are going into a new reality. Definitely, we're always shifting into something. I feel like a lot of the physical reality is breaking down. I mean, you could tell it is. Like art is kind of like not what it used to be because it's more like symbol. Movies are more symbolism. They're more manipulation. There have been for. It's not really art anymore. I mean, it might be some, but not like what it used to be. Even if it wasn't maybe the best of intentions. At least it was artistic. But now it seems like we're going to a. I feel like we're going to like an alien age eventually. It might take a while, but we're going to more of that awareness where it become normal. It's similar to like what is it the LGBTQ ETQ group have been through. That's what I look at it that way. It's like we're kind of like UFO communities, like some hidden groups. Like we talk about what we believe in. We're like shunned by family. We're
Right.
looked down upon. It's really the same. It really has the same elements to it. It's like we're just it's like we have to keep it quiet from our parents. So looking at UFO stuff, and you have to hide it under the bed or something like that, or click it off. So
Right.
friends think you're crazy. So eventually, I do see like alien parades and stuff like that.
So do you see a a reveal, shall we say, a coming out into the open of alien presence here on this world?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really say. Some people, like, I was at a conference, and one guy was talking to this, and I've been waiting for him since 1987. So who knows? It's like, but yeah, I mean, the Pentagon is releasing UFO sightings a little bit more than usual. Just like more of it slowly coming into. I mean, it's happening all the time. They just don't talk about it. Like the pilot, like I said, New Mexico said there was something that flew over their ship or their plane, something like a ship flew over the plane. So they see that stuff all the time. They never mention it. So something's up. So who knows what? I mean, maybe a fake alien invasion. Right now, I think maybe the UFO community will take whoever they can get at this point.
Right.
So just have to wait and see. Nobody really has an answer. But
What do you think about the current president, Biden?
I think it's another form of disclosure.
Hold on a second. Somebody's at the door. This is kind of weird. Hold on.
Okay, so at this point, my friend Maya was at the door. She was going to join me on this broadcast, and I didn't know exactly if she was going to, because she was late. So, anyway, pretty funny.
Need headphones or anything?
Hey.
Oh, hello there. That's right. I remember you talking about doing an interview. That's right.
Yes. You don't know. Blessings and love,
Blessings.
Ivan.
Awesome.
Glad to make it. Sorry I'm late.
Awesome.
So yeah, this is the person I was telling you about. Obviously,
Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about now.
UFOs and Biden and
Yeah.
and I forgot what you said about Biden. What did you say?
Yeah, with Biden, yeah, it's like another form of disclosure. So it's the Democratic Party is very arrogant at the moment. So it's kind of like let them have their, because I believe Trump pretty much won. It's like his second term, but in a lot of ways, it makes more sense to just give it to the Democrats because I felt a lot of uneasiness during the inauguration day. Like that's where all the criminals are. It's all together. So let Biden be his, let him be a robot, clone, whatever he is, and just let him. He's doing a bang up job so far. So Nancy Pelosi is like mentally falling apart, as you can see. I don't know if that's even. I don't even know if she's even human.
Oh, right.
How much?
I didn't even know that she was 80 years old until recently.
These people are old.
Like the plastic surgery involved in that.
Or the undercrone, the blood.
Yeah.
The juice. We'll call it the juice.
Yeah, it's I just think it's just letting them talk, let the Democrats dig their own hole, and some people need to feel the pain of it. Maybe things need to get bad for people to realize what's going on here. That's what it seems to be like with the border. That just kind of blew up. It's like it's been pretty quiet for 4 years. No, they complained about the wall, but that was about it. Now it's like so.
I think one of the things too about the so-called news or current events is you don't quite know what's real and what's not. Like it's just like
Sure.
It seems like a lot of agenda they're pushing and scaring people and getting people, agitated. So it's hard to know, is that really going on?
Yeah, it's a lot of complaining. Well, it feels like mainstream news is turning into like YouTube almost. It's almost they have to do something to get subscribers, so they have to do things. I just keep getting that more YouTube vibe. We're just because they're competing against it now. So they're almost it's, I feel like the mainstream is falling apart little by little. So it feels like we still need it though for disclosure or whatever agendas are. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are just shutting out the news altogether, like going to spiritual work. But I mean, I check into it every now and then. But yeah, it is many agendas, and they're pretty much falling apart. It feels like, but we just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely good for a laugh.
Got that going. Yeah, Biden's that's hilarious. I wonder where they're going to go with that. It's it's really hard to say. It feels like the disclosure is all about him right now. Just let him talk and let him do his thing. Just
I have not been following him whatsoever. Ever since President Day One, I've tuned out from that. I'm like, okay, forget it. I feel like people weren't ready for the big shift like we were hoping people were. I feel like not enough people were, because they tried with the 5G to awaken people. People weren't buying it. But then they came up with the COVID, the crotch 19, I call it. And well, not I call it, Sloan Bella calls it. And I like that term. And it's like all these things that they bring up to bring you down, right? And then you try to like bring it to light, and then they start looking at you like, oh, you're still into the conspiracies, instead of like, maybe we should look into it and see if these things are really happening. So it's like, okay, you guys this is what you wanted. You wanted Biden. There you go. You got Biden. I mean, Trump, he tried. And you know what the funny thing is the book that came out that I keep talking about, the underground, Baron Trump's marvelous underground journey, that was written in 1881, I think it was, by Ingrid Lockwood. It's the whole story of the Trump and the time traveler. So, there's so many parallel dimensions. So I feel like they weren't quite ready. People weren't ready. So here we go. The shift has been pushed back a little bit, right? But we're still saved because
we got you
to like help bring it, neutralize everything. All the fear-based things. I can actually live in peace now. Like, I'm seriously living in peace on my spiritual journey, and not worrying about clones or robots or whatever, UFO abductions. Past that, been there, done that. Let's get to the peace. Ninth Dimension. Wasn't that the latest one you did, the video? Ninth Dimension?
That was different. That just came out of nowhere. I just came from a conference, so I was like, I was worn out. It's like, this is all you're going to get from me tonight. So, but it just feels like we're going to I feel like Biden is part of the disclosure. Like something will happen with them or wake people up. So when is another story. But just basically focusing on yourself is what matters right
now. So, did you have any questions for him?
Not at the moment. They just pop into my head. I have to watch the latest video.
Okay, I was going to ask about the conference that you were just at. You said you were just at a conference. What was that about?
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, Starseed Adventures. It was in Cocoa Beach in Florida.
Okay.
So I was there for 3 days, and I did a talk on Sunday. So I did sessions while I was there, and it was pretty cool. People went to the beach, and people looked at the stars, waiting for a UFO to land, which that didn't happen, but they did see some things flying around out there.
Wait a minute, isn't Cocoa Beach the nude beach? Is that the new?
No, I didn't see any of that out there. No, it is by NASA though. You can't see the NASA launch from there. I didn't see it. They didn't launch until at 3:00 in the morning. It's like, more power to you if you're going to be up for that. Yeah, they did a SpaceX launch at 3:00 in the morning and one at 6:00 in the morning.
Wow.
So I didn't see
So the conference, I wish I would have been able to be a part of this. What did you do there? Did you do channeling there?
Yeah, I did a talk and I did a channeling there.
Did you?
Yeah. So that was my first conference. It was my first official conference.
Beautiful. So happy for you.
I've done other conferences with like a restaurant or something, or another one. 2 people showed up.
Well, you should come up here to Vermont. We can hide you up here. There's there's the woods here. No one will bother you. I mean, this is a secret place. So
Bigfoot out there somewhere.
We'll slip you in. What's bothering me right now is that I just heard on the radio they're doing a big, massive hunt for Bigfoot. And I'm like, the Sasquatches aren't probably going to like that one bit.
No.
Yeah, I heard on the radio. Did you hear it?
No. Is that in your area?
Yes.
You got nothing better to do.
They're going to Sasquatch. Leave the Sasquatches alone. They're not bothering nobody.
What prompted this sudden interest in Bigfoot?
I don't know, but they know. They know. They know about it.
Yeah, just Reptilian Agenda.
Mm-hmm.
More, just the human is basically, just more mind control, basically. Humans that are taught to hunt, they have to do something. Can't go to war with somebody, so they have to hunt Bigfoot instead. Or sport.
Are you doing how do you feel about channelings? Do you enjoy doing the channelings? Do they wear you out, or do you look forward to them?
Yeah, it's it depends on who you're channeling for. I mean, if they're really super stressful and yelling at the being, that's kind of hard, but that happens. Oh yeah, especially in channel God, it's like, screw you, God, and all that stuff. It happens.
Right.
You think you could channel me or something, or channel for me, or what's the word?
You channel for you, yeah. We channel higher self. Higher self's becoming your self. Yeah, so higher self. And it all depends on who you channel. Some higher selves aren't always known to give a lot about you. Sometimes spirit guides hold back stuff. I mean, obviously every being holds something back, but you feel it. But it's, if you're close to the answer, then you can get your confirmation. But if you're nowhere near the answer, or still got a lot of healing to do, it's complicated. Some people feel like it's the answer to everything. How to fix their car. That's an interesting one. You get those in the webinar. It's like, should I use this type of oil in my car, or use this? It's like, geez.
How do I grow plants? What I wanted to ask you was, how many sides does a person have, right? They have their subconscious, they have their conscious, well, you have your higher self, your over self. How many different, besides not including the entities and attachments, but just to a person's soul, how many layers is there? Do you know?
It all depends on the person. Yeah, it all depends. It could be, it goes on forever. You can say it all depends. It's past lives you're connected to. So those are connection to other versions of yourself and other realities that are currently going on, which makes it really more complicated. So
does it depend on how many times you might have reincarnated, depending on how many layers you have?
But it depends on what you bring here. So you have your mission here. We'll just call it that. So how many lifetimes from other lifetimes you're bringing in the knowledge from those? Like if you want to be a painter, you're bringing your other painter lifetimes with you. If you need a female energy, pick up a female lifetime you had and a male lifetime if you're masculine. So it's like you're putting these forms into yourself of who you're going to be. So it varies between person of what's, some people are connected to magic, people are elemental beings like connected to fairies,
right,
and elves, and it all gets.
So maybe you could find out who your first incarnate, because we all well, not all of us, but most humans that are human incarnate from angels, correct? We are incarnation of angels.
Well, you can say that. We come from spirit. We come from spirit, so you come from a perfect reality, so a higher vibrational perfect reality. So you can say the angelic realm.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of you don't want to define it as that. You can define it as however you want to. So
because I worked with you, I did a session with you, and we channeled my higher angel self, which was Archangel Michael. Mm-hmm. And I did that one with you. You could have a different. So I know people have different ones, right? So you could channel anything. You could channel your last life, right? He could whatever.
Yeah, you can get creative with it. It's
okay. What was my last life? Can you look into that?
Last life. I don't know. I got a Martian feeling. At least that's an alien lifetime. Lifetime on Mars. I don't know how you feel about Mars, but I don't think it was your last life, or your recent life. But I feel Martian. You can still be a Martian now.
That could explain a lot. Yeah.
Especially if you're coming here doing interviews, it's like, let's interview humans.
Yes.
From another planet.
There you go.
You have Zeta connections. That's part of your, I believe it gets to hive mind, where they're all thinking the same, or so like there's some of that. There is some reptilian you're connected to. I believe more positive. I mean, you've connected to various. Yeah, I definitely see hybrid programs being connected to also. Like alien hybrid program, basically they're making their own alien versions. Like it's kind of complicated, but yeah. So yeah, I feel like you're just a journalist understanding human, or you're here to bring out the mysteries in other people, things they don't know about themselves at the same time.
Interesting.
That's what it feels like. Also, yeah, I do see a wizard energy you're connected to, and Agartha.
To what?
Agartha is the fairy realm, the elves, the centaur, half man, half horse. Merlin's there, but it seems like you have wizard energy too.
Did they say that?
You probably feel some of that.
I feel kind of some of that. I actually did. I mean, lately I've been talking about Agartha. Had some videos about Agartha that I've played on the air, and just been kind of like always interested in different realms, and it's true. I have been kind of like an observer here. Like I would just be observing.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Welcome to paradise.
And then he found me. Now we're observing everything.
I know, right?
Well, yeah, you're giving a different perspective. Yeah. So to clear out his energies feels like, yeah, because it can get kind of heavy, as you know.
Do we have any connections in any past life or any work? Have we worked? I feel like he's I don't know. I feel a weird connection with this guy.
I see like
trouble.
I see it too as dwarfs.
Dwarves?
Like little people.
I could totally dig that.
That's pretty funny. I don't normally say something like that.
Oh man, I wish I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah. I see him pulling her hair. It's like, here, go this way, because he's kind of bossy. So it's like, I know where to go. Like looking for gold or something like that, wherever it might be. You're on some kind of adventure. Just like a Gartha connection. Yeah. Who's that? This see Andromeda also. There's a lot of like fairy realms. Something that you would see in David Bowie.
Oh yes.
That was that movie called?
Was that one?
Yeah, the Labyrinth. Yeah, I can see it.
The Last Unicorn. Also, there was a magical realm.
Oh, seriously? Jeez.
That was Tom Cruise, though. That was
okay. Yeah, I see more of the Labyrinth stuff. I can see some of that.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, just worlds of just strange.
Mm-hmm.
They just make it all puppets and stuff for people to handle. If they're actually real, yeah, they got to tone things down a lot here.
Yeah,
because they can. Even I think that's in what like CGI in movies. They have to tone some of that stuff down because I guess it can get a little bit too real for some people. That'll probably scare the hell out of them. That's the feeling I get from that. I just got that when I was talking. Yeah, that makes sense why they kind of toned down a lot of stuff. So, wow, that looks fake. Probably for the best. So, because it was super. Because I think they can make this stuff really realistic. Might be a little bit too realistic for some people. Well, even like that Tom Cruise film where you're talking about the moment. That was the moment he was like the devil was in that. I forget the name of it. You know that? Can't think of the name of it, but it was a Ridley Scott film. Had like.
I'll look into it.
I can't remember the name of it, but anyway. But yeah, Satan exists. Just to let you know, for certain people.
Right.
Certain people have relationships with Satan. Like that's her boyfriend. So I'm running into that. So.
Right, I heard that one. That was interesting. That was really interesting. But they also say, right, so basically whatever a person perceives is what is real to them, right? So
yeah.
So everybody's right. No, I always is everybody's right. No more arguing. It's not my point of view. Your point.
Yeah, it's your. Yeah, everybody has their different timeline. Doesn't make things so confusing. It's like history books. Just when there's one version of it, just you have to give us something. But eventually, there won't be one history book. There'll be, alternative versions for whoever's connected to that timeline. Like a million different versions of it, because we're not all part of that same timeline. So I think it's very confusing.
Exactly.
I think for a lot of people listening to this, well, maybe not my show, but in general, they're going to be like, "Wait, what's a timeline? What are you talking about?"
Timeline, that's what we're on right now. So everybody has their own personal timeline. So ancient Egypt, for example, or here, like for example, Jesus. That's a good example. Some people see Jesus on the cross. Some people see him in France. Some people see him in a spaceship, which I think is hilarious. Some people feel like they're on Jesus' timeline. It's just a good example of, some people see him as a nice guy, some people see him as a bad guy. So different timelines of that. So it's very confusing. And I believe some people have been Jesus in their previous life. That's why so many people think they are Jesus. There's a lot of that going on. Because they remember from another life. Because all these, like Julius Caesar, people have actually had incarnations on another version of Earth. They were Julius Caesar, but they're their version of it. So it could be
I think I have a version of Jesus.
Yeah, interesting.
My husband, he looks just like Jesus, and not only that, he's Jewish. He's a holy man. He's a Rastafarian, so he's like a spiritual man, and he looks like Jesus. And he's actually from the tribe of Levi. There's just too many similarities. He doesn't believe it. That's all I'm going to say on that. He doesn't believe it.
It comes over as like, when you start diving into this stuff, so it gets really out there.
Yeah.
I mean, like recently I've been doing, I was raised in a family, like I have a parent that has a schizophrenia and hears voices and actually hears people talking and to her. And it's like, I've been tapping into Project Montauk recently, and I've been going back to that schizophrenic world. I saw like a black and white reality a while back, and even I got kind of weirded out by it. It's like, it's not like this. So kind of stepped away from it, but it's like another reality manipulating our reality. I feel like technology is built into them, and they're all telepathically connected. They're manipulating our reality, like they focus on us. Claim that they're spirit guides of us. It gets really, but schizophrenic people are, they're always talking. So like, go outside and wait for us to pick you up. That's what they said. They can give you energy pains. You don't take your medicine, you can be put in an asylum. So it's like I know somebody else has mentioned to me about schizophrenia. His mother's schizophrenic, and just like she looks up, like she's talking, like they're there. So.
I have a friend that was schizophrenic, and I started hanging out with her a lot because I thought it was very interesting and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But she was saying that at night, people's thoughts subconsciously, they get dark, that they don't know it, but their thoughts get darker at night for some reason. And she says, and so I was joking with her and I was repeating the word red, 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 red in my head. And she was like right now you just keep saying red, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can read my thoughts. But then the more I hung out with her, I was sitting in my home and I started hearing voices like clear as day, and I was like, whoa, can a person pass that? I mean, I'm an empath and I hear things anyways, but I've never had it like that. Like it sounded like they were talking in my ear.
I think it was that your empathic ability. Yeah, you just it just opened you up more to what she was connecting to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like you already hear energies already. It just kind of, but I don't think at night people get darker. I mean, some people might, but I don't think.
Not everybody.
I don't think that's everybody.
Okay,
but
good.
From that person's point of view, oh yeah, no doubt.
Right. Yeah. In their reality.
Yeah, they're like really super telepathically. It feels like.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like I've been told these are real people. She even went to an area where she felt this is where the voices come from. It was a building where Raytheon used to be.
Oh.
The aerospace company.
Yeah, defense contractor.
Yeah, because I have a relative. They used to work for a company named E Systems. he can barely find it online. But Raytheon bought E-Systems. E-Systems, even I think somebody online, a radio personality, I can't think of his name, talked about. It was like a random video I found. It's like, yeah, E-Systems is just like a black company. It's just a shadow company. Like nobody knows what it is. Does satellite work, and I had a relative that worked there. So yeah, it's like, it wasn't deep into it. I don't think so. No, just one of the nobodies there, but still an engineer. And then Raytheon bought it up, and then they moved it somewhere else. So you're getting clicks about it, so, or energy about it. So something there. So yeah. So well, I can tell you another one that happened recently. So yes, I was connecting to Project Montauk. You aware of that? That's mind control,
right.
Like using your mind to bend, like it's inspired Stranger Things, a TV show. Like bend, just use your mind to open up doors, things like that, using technologies.
Right.
So I channeled that, and I saw afterwards, my cat was acting all crazy, just lost it, and I kept getting this image of a reptilian around, in my area, just super angry, just like having for maybe a couple minutes, 5 minutes or something. My cat was just lost it, just going crazy, like panic, like somebody's in the house, just scared. And then a couple of days later, my cat dies.
Right.
Oh wow. Yeah, got attacked by a what was it? I can't even think of it. Coyote.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the cat's been outside for 99% of its life.
Wow.
So I think it was all connected, basically.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. I was gonna say, can you grid your home? Can you put grids up? Can you grid yourself? I know I
can probably do it, but things I tap into is like,
what's a grid?
A sacred grid, a protection circle. You could put crystals around your home to
protect your home.
Crystal grids, Ivan.
I think I'm mostly protected for the most part, but when you tap into stuff like that,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I feel I'm mostly protected, but it just.
I keep telling you, I keep sending you messages to don't forget to activate your Merkaba. Activate your Merkaba. A Rising Phoenix Aurora, you worked with her. She teaches that to activate your Merkaba because, you know.
I'm not working on it. I don't know, stuff I tap into, I'm not sure if anything is going to work sometimes. They find a way. I'm still alive, so that's saying something. So,
what are you interested in tapping into in the future?
That's a good question. I mean, I've been doing astrally, I feel like I'm doing government healing. Obviously, I tapped into the Montauk thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is connected to the Philadelphia experiment, which I believe was real. Basically, the Philadelphia experiment was to take a ship and make it invisible, but it actually sent those people in time, and they didn't know what they were doing. Then when it came back, people were distorted. They're halfway in the ship. They even made a movie about it.
Yeah.
So
what's it called? What is that?
The story, maybe?
Oh my God.
Philadelphia experiment.
Okay, I'm watching that tonight.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty. You can look it up. There's a documentary on it too, I believe. Yeah, probably on YouTube.
They have to let the information out. We told you can't read into. You see how they are? They're sneaky.
Yeah. Well, I had I was here this is a couple months back. I was answering questions for people that submitted through the site. And I always I get this message about Dulce, about Biden being a clone, and all these different clones of Biden. They're all learning how to be Biden. It's like in the 1970s. It happened when his first wife died, his wife. Because the new Biden came in.
Right.
So they can't have the old wife there. They need somebody else now. So I believe he's been a clone ever since. And now he's kind of deteriorating at the moment.
I heard that her DNA, that she was connected to Mary Magdalene, and that's why they used her for Hunter, even though he turned out to be, Satan's kid or whoever.
Pretty much. The next Epstein.
My God. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Even Woody Allen, they're making him out like the next Epstein, and
it's yeah.
Well, yeah, with these people that are in the news, like Bill O'Reilly, when I first started, so Bill O'Reilly being in that position, he's on Fox, like forever, like actually when the show began, it's like with him there, disclosure isn't going to work, and like a little bit later, he got fired. Everybody said something about that.
Oh wow!
That was. What else can I do? Like,
yes.
Yeah. So why I bring that up when these media people are getting fired, like Piers Morgan got fired, not to put his energy out there, such super ego, but him going away. People when they leave the media, it helps the timelines. For newer timelines. For more positive. The old belief system to break down. Let's put it that way. So you can go into like an alien disclosure timeline, or even Tucker Carlson talked about UFOs. Not very often, but I don't think anyone else is doing it. He doesn't do it. Yeah, did it more than everybody else, which is once. So that says something. So,
but it was probably once, and then then they don't
probably.
See
it. No, then they change.
But you never know. Yeah, it got a while for that, But when these major media people go to, it is a showing that we're getting somewhere. If it might take, I don't want to think about how long it's going to take. But we just not think about that. Just work on yourself.
Yes.
Well, I think a lot of people think that everything's outside themselves. You got to solve this problem, we got to solve that problem, and they get all inundated with the news and the horror stories, and they think that the problem is outside of them. What do you say to people like that?
Well, yeah, they have a lot to learn, obviously. They just, they have no control, but they have to learn somehow. So, yeah, they want to go with the flow. That's for them. A lot of people like that. So, but they usually have a family member that's, well, depending on the family, it's a little bit more in tune. Like they talk about spirituality and angels, and people are, the rest of the family, like, oh, come on, we don't want to hear that. So some of them are going to come back here, another reincarnation. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to be here to awaken to a lot of this, just the way it is. A lot of them are reincarnated into a world like this, or come back to this world. So,
or head to 5D and above.
Well, a lot of people are awake. They're talking about spiritual work and everything, but I imagine majority. Well, they hope they're not incarnating again, but you never know. I mean, sometimes they just help on the outside. I mean, I feel like some souls, there are aliens assisting us, and they're angels. Was like, this isn't doing enough. I need to incarnate as a human and do more that way. But of course, when you do that, you go through not an easy life. So
aggression.
Yeah, what I've picked up is, if you're going to incarnate on this planet, you need to be prepared for it. Like incarnate on a world that's tough, like get used to it. Some of those incarnate here figure they can handle it until they get here. And yeah, it doesn't always go so well.
And then all hell breaks loose. You're like, oh man, what did I do? I took the wrong elevator.
Right. Careful for what you wish for, I guess.
Oh.
Very careful. Well, I love how you mentioned that not everybody is human, that we have clones, we have robots, we have, that really helped me. I was like, wow. And you can even give birth to clones and not even know that they're clones. Like when I heard that, I was like, now okay, that's it. I'm done with worrying about what's what. Anything is possible, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I need to stop trying to control things.
I mean, look at Mark Zuckerberg. It was like a robot.
Yes.
It was like a Zeta trying to prove himself. He's kind of like a dictator, as you can tell.
Right.
So,
Crooked Gates.
Gates. Yeah, Gates is like, I think that's like the new Soros. People are blaming Soros for it. I think Bill Gates is that. ways arrogant. Yeah, he has no doctor or anything. I mean, he was disliked with Microsoft. He was hated for trying to put other companies out of business, and now he's doing, and just basically king of the world, basically something like that. So that's what
they wanted. They wanted to believe these people, but I love how we know. Some of us know that these people were just reliving Atlantis times, or just trying to do what they did before. So
when we're at that conference, we didn't have to wear a mask either, just so you know.
Oh.
Yeah, we're at a hotel, and we're the only ones not wearing a mask, and nobody said anything. Now, there were people there with masks. They're so used to it, which is understood.
Right.
It's a Florida way still, but we had the whole conference no mask. Walking around, we thought it was just going to be in the rooms and you have to walk around with a mask. No, you can go to an elevator, no mask anywhere.
Wow.
So there's some encouragement there.
Yes, thank goodness.
Florida's breaking down, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just we're still alive, still hanging in there. No social distancing there. I think this virus is weaponized, kind of like how they burned like the California fires. I believe they do use some kind of technology to give certain people the virus or whatever you want to call it.
Frequency.
It really feels like they're as an agenda has it's weaponized basically. So it's complicated.
The fear-based. They want the fear-based. They're draining them dry. They're draining the swamp, so we have to drain what we can.
Yeah, it feels. Yeah, so I feel like summer, or it's March now, and people are stopped wearing them. But it's like summer, a lot of this will break down. At least the mask wearing. Mm-hmm. They'll find out another agenda. I don't know what that agenda is exactly, but.
Well, I know at my kids' college, UVM, they are suspending people who are not wearing masks and who are not staying in their dorms. You can't mingle. There's so many people that have already been suspended, and it's getting out of control. Like, they're really trying to just. Yeah, I hear on the radio, on the talk radio, they're always just really pumping the state, do this if you care.
Yeah.
When has the government ever cared about us? I mean, they give us food in grocery stores. That's all garbage. Everything they give us is garbage. You tell me one thing, just give me one thing that they have done for us that's actually good, and I will consider maybe, but then no, I don't think so. It's like, come on. Nothing have they ever given us, done for us that's good for us. Nothing. Doctors and dentists, things that people need, they're not accessible. Dentists only work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Why are they called doctors? Take that title away. A doctor is supposed to be. Sorry, I'm getting on a rant. I'm just saying.
Oh. No, but it's interesting that you brought the UVM, because my daughter goes to UVM too, and she was telling me, I'm like, how do the kids cope with this? All these restrictions, and she's like, oh, they just do it secretly. They just mingle secretly. That's what's going on. Oh. People are just getting together because they have to.
Gestapo stuff, basically.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Los Angeles and Australia. Isn't Australia still in full lockdown still?
Yeah. I have friends in Australia. I'm always praying for Australia.
It shows the elite power that's there. Of course, in Los Angeles also. So.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like people have to feel the pain to wake themselves up. It's like, we're just going to let you. This is what you want. This is what you get.
Well, they wanted the virus. They wanted the vaccine, so they're going to get it. And the lions. See the lions lining up for them are ridiculous, and I'm just waiting to see how long before people start
getting sick and
walking around looking a little bit. They wanted a zombie apocalypse. They were like, well, we couldn't get quite close to zombie apocalypse, so we'll give them this.
I mean, just wanting it shows the zombie gene.
Right.
What if people start deteriorating?
Right. What have you seen about the vaccine in your?
Yeah, it's not. I don't recommend it, but some people have to take it. I mean, like if you work in a school, unless you want to quit your job, and what are you going to do with that? It's like, but I just say with that, like, send healing to it. Just do your prayers, and I believe you can have an effect with that if you absolutely have to do it, you can just clear it out of your energy. And it's like it. Some people, I also feel like some people, like, the dose won't be that bad. Some people will be horrible, but they need it anyway, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's tough. It's a tough, especially with flying. If you want to go to Europe or something like that. So
I think my traveling days are over.
Yeah. Well, it's a reset. It's there to slow things down, is what I felt. It's a slowness down to dealing with ourselves, and that's what a lot of people don't want to do. Playing in their houses, have to deal with their family. People are going crazy.
Well, also, not to mention what their government is testing, why the whole mask thing is even for. And if you want to know, just check out what Israel and China is doing with their technology and the mask. The whole mask situation, to keep the distance, is just so that they can they're using their technology right now. Have you seen the Israel? Have you seen? I might have sent you a link. I'll send you some. Look into the new face recognition in Israel and China, what they're doing. China, of course, we already know. There's thousands of them, and they show like the cameras, and every person has got a number and link accounts to your number and all of that stuff. They're following, and so now with a little piece of your face, they can identify you because of the mask, because the new technology. That's what it's about, and no one's talking about it. But just go look and see what China and Israel are doing, and I'll tell you.
Well, one thing about China, it does have a higher vibration about it. It might have a darker energy there.
Right.
But it seems to be, if there's any alien disclosure, I mean, it could have happened a long time ago if we had the mentality they did. They wouldn't care. So they are a big part of this. I mean, they brought this whole thing into the mix. So,
Right.
So, but there's a dark side. Obviously, that's pretty horrific. But human rights there is not very good. But it's a mixed bag there.
So I'm wondering, if we look too much into the future and if we try to figure out like what's going to come of this and that, I feel like the more we do that, it kind of just gives them an option to alter stuff and keep switching stuff and keep playing. It's like a chess game, right? So the more we keep exposing what they're exposing on, and like, some people go like, we just keep some certain things. Like everybody thought Trump was gonna like really, make it, and in a timeline he probably did, right? But in this timeline, because people weren't quite ready, we got stuck with this timeline for now, right? And so you just switch your perception. Maybe you can jump at it. I don't know. But what was my question? But anyways, I'm just kind of whatever.
Yeah, see in the future, well, just people, like they want Trump to win, so they're going to see that timeline. So that's part of it too. There's like a bias there. And they see the positives there too. I mean, it's not perfect, but that's part of it too. It's like they're on that timeline, so they're seeing themselves on there. Whereas you got this timeline, so it's just getting people to, even spiritual people are seeing those Trump timelines to focus on themselves and do their own clearing. So
right.
So it's the future. Just living in the now. Correct. Yeah. I mean, you can pick up on the future. You can get some vibe about it, but it doesn't have to be too far in the future. Like how's your week gonna go? You feel like it's gonna be okay? We're just living in the now.
Right. I have had like visions of things that's gonna happen, and from my experience, you can't stop it. You can't change it. I'm like, I feel like it's just showing you what's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, and I guess another timeline, a parallel, you can't.
Some people see timelines where the world has been destroyed, or seeing where we're going to go to complete cataclysm and, pole shift. And those timelines do exist, and they're experiencing another realities. So it's pretty hard. People go through that. They actually feel that's going to happen here. Those aren't easy ones. So
future's not set though. So
It's I don't see any of that happening. Even pole shifts. we have a long ways. We gotta get our act together before any pole shift and Antarctica's gonna melt and the all continents are the same. We got a while for that. We gotta get some. We gotta get ourselves out of a knot first.
All right. So what about Nibiru? Wasn't that supposed to hit us? Planet X, aka Planet X.
Yeah, was that like a long time ago?
Yes, I don't know.
I believe it is out there, but I don't think it's gonna crash into us or anything.
Right.
I heard like every 3,000 years it orbits us or something. Is that the one that orbits us every 3,500 years? Something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. But we can't see it though, right? I don't think we can.
And Moldavite, I also heard, speaking of planet, I heard Moldavite was from a alien planet that exploded, and when it came into our universe, the changing of the universe changed the color, and that's why it's that particular color. But yeah, a lot of people are really attracted to the Moldavite, and it's got some really funky energies to it. My husband has had some really freaky things happen to him, and people are really. You have any Moldavites? No. My Moldavite disappears on me. So.
Yeah, I have it. Is that Moldavite it came from? I don't.
I'm not sure. Do you know any feeling on the Moldavite?
It does feel Moldak, actually. I do feel that energy. So the Moldak exploded.
Oh yeah,
created our asteroid belt.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the feeling I get from it. I never really thought about its origins. I just know it's pretty powerful. Wizards use it in other realms. So.
Well, my husband had a vision of him, and he saw himself as a dark wizard. And he freaked himself out. He was like, it looked like me. It was dark. It was like, Scorpio, Scorpio. He's going to hate me for saying that. Sorry. But yeah, all these different energies and stuff. Wizards.
Yeah.
I'm cool with wizards, though. I'm okay with wizards. Any energy, any ideas on like warlocks? Everybody's opening to the witches now, right? And I'm just curious, are warlocks, are they the negative side of do they do the black magic, or are they just male?
They can, yeah. They can be positive warlocks too, but yeah, some of the negative ones can be pretty heavy. But yeah, the negative warlocks, yeah, those are like your witches, yeah. Those are normally dark, yeah. Yeah, they are affecting our reality for sure.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot more of them here than we know. I actually met a couple spooky ones. Yeah, in my life. Magic is real.
I believe it. True.
It is. You got any more questions for him?
I was thinking, Ivan, like, because we're running out of time here. You said you want to do this for about an hour. We're just about up that. Maybe if people want to get in touch with you, what would they do? And also, if people want to, what's the word? Stay in the present and be I don't know, spiritually clean. What should they do?
Okay, you can find me at ivantalk.com.
We'll do the easy one first.
I do have webinars Wednesdays. I have webinar Wednesday and then Saturday, a mentor webinar. So how do people clean themselves? Reiki is good, or get a Reiki session from someone, or that's one method, because people have trouble clearing themselves. So I recommend Reiki actually overall. That's probably the easiest until they can learn how to do it themselves. They can do a meditation, but they need somebody to understand how to do that meditation. It's good to have somebody to work with them. Like if they know somebody that can talk them through a early meditation, it's good to just connect to someone to get you going, and you can figure out the rest on your own. That's what I recommend. So
I can work with you on that.
All right. I'll get in touch with you.
Get in touch with me.
Well, thank you so much, Ivan.
We have to do this again.
Right?
Yeah, sure. We can do a channeling. Yeah, we can do it again. Yeah, it's been a long day. I came back from the convention and everything, but
wow.
But I can do a channeling next time if you like.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll try that next time. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Blessings.